Hi guys, so I get a lot of questions about how I increase my milk supply. So I just wanted to make a video with some pointers that help me and how I got my milk supply to increase. Um, I pump at least 30 ounces a day, more, but at least the bare minimum is 30 ounces a day. Um, I did start off. My son is now 2 months. See back. And he's completely on breast milk. With me, my son won't latch. He'll latch, but he won't suck a lot to get full. So I exclusively pump. Um, so that's what I do. Starting off, um, starting off, I didn't make that much milk, but it was enough to like feed him. He was only on formula Infamil for like a couple of days. When I actually started to pump, he was only on formula for like a couple of days. Then once I started pumping and saw that I was making milk, I started giving him breast milk. So I use the Motif breast pump. It's really easy. And some of the things that I do, for one, you have to be, when you are one to breastfeed, you have to be very consistent. Like, you have to be consistent. It is like a full-time job, basically. Like, well, that's how I feel, especially having to exclusively pump. I feel like it's like a full-time job. But you have to be dedicated. One of the first things that I started to do was pump every 2 hours on the dot. That really increased my supply, because your body's gonna make as much milk as they feel like your child needs. Meaning your body is going to, however long they feel that your baby's on your boob, is your body's gonna start producing more milk. So I started exclusively pumping every 2 hours. Every 2 hours, like, you have to do it every 2 hours. That's one way. Of course, drink a lot of water. Drink a lot of water, because you can get dehydrated very easily. People like to say you need to eat healthy, and yes, make sure you are, like, including in those fruits and vegetables, but honestly, just eat. Like, just eat. Me, that helps me too. Like, just eat. Don't try to just, oh, let me just try to eat this. Just eat. If you're craving something, just eat it. Like, just eat. And that'll help you keep your weight up too. Just eat. Basically, really stand on that schedule of like every 2 hours. And if you're not pumping, put your baby on the boob every 2 hours. And okay, and I started off pumping for like 10 minutes each boob. 10 minutes, like 10 here, 10 here. And now that I'm making more milk, I do 20 minutes on each boob. And you always have one boob that makes more. My left boob makes more than my right boob. But now I'm getting like 12 ounces a session. So I started, and what I would do is have at least like 5 bottles loaded up in your fridge. And I only keep his milk in the fridge for up to 5 days. That 5 days is the minimum. How I started building my frozen supply is I pumped and had his 5 bottles lined up. And if you pump every 2 hours, you'll have always a bottle to go. Like, always a bottle to go. You'll be a bottle ahead. But I at least have 5 bottles lined up in the fridge before I start my frozen supply. I just started my frozen supply January, in the middle of the month. I wasn't really serious about it at the beginning, but the middle of the month. This is my January supply. There's about maybe 20 bags in here, I believe. And now I've been consistent about it. Now that I already have like bottles lined up for him, now I pump, put one in the fridge, and then the next time I pump, I put them in the frozen. This so far is my February. This is my February frozen supply. There's already like 20 bags in here. So honestly, just make sure you're staying consistent about pumping. And for moms that are latching the baby, like I said, let them feed, and then if they're only feeding for like 5 to 10 minutes, pump the rest out, and pump until you don't have any milk. Like, once you stay consistent, I was consistent doing that for this whole 2 months, and I still pump every 2 hours. Now I'll let it go by a little bit. Like, if I'm running around doing stuff, I'll let it go by maybe 3-4 hours, and you will literally feel your boob like hurting like hard. Like, and of course everybody has peak times. My peak times of when my milk is like, I get the most milk, is like 4 or 5 a.m. because when you're first starting out, wake up even in the middle of the night and pump. Like, I know you're so tired, but wake up in the middle of the night and still do it every 2 hours, and I'm telling you, it will increase your milk supply, because your body's going to make as much milk as they feel like your baby needs. And the only way you can tell your body that your baby needs more milk is putting your baby on or pumping. So those are a few. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I do other than just drink water, eat, like keep eating, like that'll also help you maintain your weight, and pump, like, or latch every 2 hours on the dot, like, especially first starting off, like, don't slack off. So that's how I increase my milk supply. My baby is 2 months straight breast milk, and it's really an accomplishment. Don't get discouraged if it takes a little while, but I'm telling you, if you stay consistent, it will help. Like, it will literally help. But there are a few. Me personally, I haven't done anything as far as like eating lactation cookies or anything like that. The only thing I've tried was drinking Gatorade every now and then, and I like to say that it did work. When I drank Gatorade, it did kind of work a little bit, but honestly, I'm telling you, just pump every 2 hours and your milk will come. At least 10 at a time. Start off 10 minutes at a time. Raise up to maybe 15 minutes at a time on each boob. Then get to 20 minutes. And I'm telling you now, I pump 20 on each boob, and I have to pump 20 on each boob because there's milk still coming out. Like, now I make at least 12 ounces each time I pump. Like, so do that. And once you have like 5 bottles lined up, start your frozen supply. And frozen supply is good for anything. I'm saving my frozen supply for say if he needs to like do babysat like my parents or something, or like, honestly, like when I get to the point where I don't want to pump, or like I don't want to pump, I'll break out one of these. They say the frozen pack is good up to 12 months. I only have mine for 6 months, marked off at 6 months. I want to use these by, so because I just don't like to push the limit, like the bottles. Oh, and then also what I do, like just stuff I do, is I keep this cooler with me, and it has it has these two. These are the ones in his cooler that I'm carrying around, and then he has a bottle right here waiting for him, and then I have 3 bottles in the fridge. So that's how I do it. And then here's a pack that I've started on, just left over from me, and from me filling up the 2 bottles. This is what I had left over from when I just literally pumped right before this video. And then I just keep an ice pack in there to keep the because breast milk is good and a little cooler up to 24 hours, and they say it's good left out between 4 to 6 hours. I only do 4 hours just left out like this. I don't like to push the limits. So yeah, this is how I just keep his milk chilled in the room. Just a cooler with a little ice pack. I would not recommend microwaving your. Do not microwave if you're using your frozen milk and you want to use it. Like, just take one out, put warm water in a cup and just sit it in there. Or if you know you're going to use it like maybe in an hour or two, take it out and put it in the fridge. Like, do not microwave your breast milk because it will kill all the nutrients. And of course, do not push it past the limit line. It tells you like don't put it more than 6 ounces in. Don't do that. But yeah, so far I just started in the middle of January, and this is what I have. So stay consistent, moms. I know at first it's kind of like, it can be discouraging at first, but I'm telling you, you stay consistent and you stay adamant about it. And honestly, once you start making enough, you'll feel so accomplished. Like, I'm really, like, you know exactly what you're feeding your baby. Like, he's completely healthy. He's 11 pounds. Just turned 2 months today. He's 11 pounds. Like, he's good. It's easy. Breast milk is easier on the stomach. He literally burps himself. I still burp him, but I sit him up after he feeds. He's burping himself. Like, so honestly, just stay consistent and, like, you got this. You got this. Because it can be discouraging in the beginning because he was induced. So my body wasn't ready to go into labor. And because I wasn't supposed to have him until Christmas Day, but I had him on the 12th. And, like, it kind of took me, it took me a couple days for my milk to come in. But I started pumping ASAP. Like, because I knew I wanted to give him. And especially new moms, when you just give birth, make sure you get that colostrum milk, the yellow milk, because that's why I started pumping right when I got home. If I would have had my breast pump at the hospital, which I should have brung it, I would have started pumping right then and there. So let them latch on, and for moms who latch on, let them latch on for however long they will, and at least pump afterwards for at least 10 minutes, and just stay consistent every 2 hours. Drink water, eat, like, just eat whatever your heart desires. And those are my tips that I have for you.